What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing the premiere of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 1. But before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do reviews, recaps on reality shows. I do a very detailed, thorough review, maybe not every scene by scene, but I pick up on, the main points and as well pick up some things that you might not have seen. So on this channel, the motto is say what you say. That means getting those comments, say anything you feel like. If you want to talk about Martell's ears, or you want to talk about Tisha's wigs, whatever you want to get into, say it. Just let's be respectful to each other. Because guess what? This is the platform for the Dub fam. We cousins. We together in this. But it's freedom over here. I just need y'all in the comments, because this is a great place for people who don't normally feel comfortable commenting. This is the spot for you, because we get down in the comments and there's so many people who make comments and they actually don't even like comment with me. They comment with each other. And I mean, that's what I really like to see, because that's how I got started in this, being YouTube's number one commenter. I've been on like all the channels that I enjoy. I get down in the comments and I interact, meet new people and everything. It just, we have like a history together. So it's definitely a positive thing. We learn, we laugh, joke around. And as I tell y'all comments, it's funny to me. If some people think I'm funny, look in the comments. That's where the funny stuff happens. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. So it starts off with Marsau and Tisha. I don't know if they're on the anniversary dinner. They didn't really say it, but they kind of mentioned what 15 years gets you. So they're in like a little private room in a restaurant with the wine and all that going on. And we learn that Marsau has taken a pilgrimage to Africa. And what is bothering Tisha, she was saying pretty much that it was crazy how like this, he went on a trip to Africa without her. He didn't offer her to go. And, she was feeling some kind of way, quite naturally, because we learned like last season, Tisha had a problem with Marsau not spending time with her and their children. So I could see how that would really be problematic, because Marsau started going about like, well, dealing with, like, I guess referring to like his mental health situation. He was able to clear his mind. He didn't have his cell phone, or it wasn't in use in Africa. And, it was just something that he needed to do for himself. And, that was kind of suspicious, because we know that the alleged allegations Marsau has, he could have had, one of his little PYTs down in Africa and just taking selfies, by himself in that situation. So, yeah, that was definitely kind of suspect. But Marsau runs all kind of games on Tisha, and it just don't stop there now. So, Marsau now mentions that he needs a chief of staff, and it has to be a female. And Tisha's kind of going in like, well, why does it have to be female? Or, well, if it has to be female, it must be an older woman. You can see all those insecurities come out of her. Marsau does that intentionally to chip away at Tisha. But I don't know if there's any Tisha left. They've been together for 15 years, so at this point, Marsau has like mastered Tisha, and he knows how to push her buttons or what to say to confuse her, and it's still going on. We were all hoping that, like from last season, like Tisha would wake up and kind of see that Marsau is all about the trickery and the deception and all that going on. So it's like I said, it's still going on, and Marsau was pretty much saying like, well, now you're kind of talking real strong about demanding that it be a older female, because you must be reading the comments. Because as you know, it's some alleged accusations that Marsau has been cheating with multiple women. He's got like allegedly a couple side babies going on. And, of course Tisha's going to read it. Or if she's not going to read it, somebody's going to send it to her. So they're always going to have some type of trouble or turmoil in their marriage. And while Tisha's talking, she's going on her little passive aggressive rant to Marsau about the the mistress of Martell, who had his youngest son, and stating that Ariane had spoke on Marsau posting that picture where they were all in Atlanta, including Maurice. And while it's such a big controversy, because at the reunion last year, Maurice said that he was not at that trip, but Marsau put that picture up and proved that he was at that trip. So, and allegedly, Ariane took that picture. So she just put it out there like pretty much all the guys in the pictures are cheaters, and so that includes Marsau, Martell, Maurice, and all of that. And Tisha was kind of asking, but not asking for Marsau to clear it up, and that's when that brainwashing kind of went in. He just kicked into high gear because he was more so like, I told you, you just can't pay attention. Just stop. When it comes to a time like this in the future, you're going to ask me, why didn't you stop me? And then you can kind of see Tisha kind of feeding into that Marsau brainwashing, and he started hitting it with metaphors and all that, talking about, well, listen, when somebody calls you a dog, you don't bark. You don't bark. And Tisha's like, yeah, like she nodding, like that programming really hitting in. So she nodding and agreeing with him and dancing and eating at the table. I'm like, when I tell you he got her mind, he got it big time. And it's not even a pretty thing to watch. It's kind of sad. So we go to Martell. He's meeting up with his only male friend he got left. The way Martell moves, he's going to burn bridges with everybody. So he's meeting Big Lou, that's of Lewis and Tiffany, at his gym. And you know what? I thought this would be the last time, talking about last season, that I would see Lewis and Tiffany. So they must not have anybody to replace them, because I just can't see them coming back. But guess what? They back. And Lewis is pretending to work out with Martell. He owns the gym, but it's nothing about Lewis that says that, yes, I work out. So Martell, he's talking about, it's like really problematic that he tries to contact Melody daily to speak with his children, and that she has 2 phones. So it's just like near impossible to do so. Now, I can really understand how Melody doesn't take his everyday call, because as we saw from the last season, Martell is so toxic. When you speak to him, he's going to get off topic. It's not going to be in the interest of co-parenting. Now, Martell and Melody they've been divorced. Let's say they've been divorced like a year or so. And Martell, even in this season, is still pushing the narrative about like, oh, Melody's painting me out to be the bad guy when she was cheating back in our marriage 5 years ago. And he's referring to the fact that they were separated and she moved out, got her own apartment, and I guess was dealing with some guy. But like at this point, it doesn't even matter. They're done. It's said and done. Even what he's done, it's said, done. The damage is done. Let it go. Move forward. But Martell isn't that type of guy. He's like a real petty kind of guy, and he's going to hit below the belt every chance he gets. He's going to find your buttons and he's going to push them. So while I understand that Melody and Martell have children, who wants to put up with dealing with that type of toxicity every single day because you're claiming you want to talk to your children? He's the kind of guy where like it seems like co-parent would be nearly impossible. Like you got to exchange your kids at the police station just to make sure everything all right, or you got to do third party information or emails or something just so things won't get out of hand. So I mean I really get it. So the best friends, which are Martell and Lewis, they talk about Marsau breaking the man code by posting that picture of all of them and Maurice, because they pretty much saying that Marsau threw Maurice under the bus because he said on the reunion that he wasn't there. Now, I really did like this episode, but I feel like pretty much every scene talked about the same thing. However, again, I still enjoyed it because last year to me was like a flop of a season. So it looks like this one going to be better. So we go to Kimmi and Maurice. They at the house, And they show Kimmi, she has a new puppy, like a pit bull puppy called Zeus. And you can kind of tell something is troubling Kimmi by like the words that she's using. She refers to Zeus as like something that grounds her, and Zeus is her therapy. And she tells Maurice that like, the only thing that gives you unconditional love is kids and pets. And Maurice is like, well, yeah, husbands do too. She's like, I'm gonna stick with kids and pets. So you know she got a problem with her. And you know that's the thing too. Just not to get off too far off the subject. They do say that that's why they're dog people, they're cat people, because different people need different things in their lives. They kind of characterize dog people as people who kind of need attention and affection all the time. People who have cats are like loners, or let's say moody people who don't feel like being bothered at certain times. And I think that's something said to be true. Like I don't like cats. Why? Because I've had bad experiences with cats. I mean, I like animals in general, and I like dogs, but I feel like it's a lot for a dog. Like especially with the new dogs. Back when I was coming up, you know, you can get a dog for free or $20. Now a dog costs $2,000, $5,000, and they got their own. They need their own health insurance, and they eat gourmet food, and you gotta do all this and do all that. Nah, I can't do that and take up all your time. You got to plan your life around a dog. You're like, oh, I can't stay out too late. I got to go home and get my dog and walk him and feed him and give him a shot and read him a bedtime story and all that. I ain't with that. Your boy J Dub, surprisingly, I'm a snake owner. And I put that out there because I'm going to warm y'all up one day. I'm going to bring one of them on camera to kind of get y'all in there just because that's a part of me. You know, I love my snakes. I do. Because they fit me. They low maintenance. They eat once a week, maybe twice a week. They hide all the time. And, you know, they black snakes, so they got to come out when I want them to come out, you know. And, again, because they used to me or whatever, they're sweeter than little puppies. They don't ever try to bite me or do nothing crazy. They know me. It's cool. Works for me. I might not have to borrow them for a whole week. And they fine. They ain't missing nothing. They ain't hungry. I ain't got to walk them. They don't need my attention. But enough of the pet stuff. I just wanted to throw a little something out of my world when I was thinking about pets. So maybe one day when I retire or something, I'll get a dog and I have enough time for him. So Kimmi and Maurice, they talk about the post. As I tell you, every scene is like everybody's talking about the same thing. And you can tell what I said when she was talking about Maurice, she's troubled. She's troubled about that. She's troubled by that post, and rightfully so, because she was sitting right next to Maurice at the reunion when he said, like, no, I wasn't there. And that picture proves that he was there. But Kimmi is a Scot, but she's not Letitia. She can peep Maurice's game. And she calls him out on it. She's like, you know, when I talk to you about stuff, you kind of deflect and go around all Robin Hood's Ben. I don't know what that means. You know, that's an old saying. And so it's just saying like you try to stretch out the story to kind of get away from what's going on in the truth. And she's saying that she reminded Maurice that, hey, remember you said in our marriage, if I ask you a direct question, you will always tell me the truth. And he said, yeah. So she's saying, I need to ask you a direct question, and I don't want no deflection. It's like a yes or no thing. And yeah, Kimmi is asking direct questions, but she's not asking the right questions. Why I say that? Maurice is a lawyer. Maurice is the brother of Marsau Scott. He's going to leave that loophole. Kimmi asked Maurice, did he sleep with a linebacker? And even though she asked him over and over again not to deflect, he still deflected. He was like, oh, what? Are you really asking me that? She's like, I need you to answer the question. Well, you know, no, never. I would never sleep with a linebacker. That was Kimmy's fault because she could have asked him, hey, Maurice, have you ever slept with a quarterback? If Arion called the girl, she looked like a quarterback, and he's, oh, no, I've never slept with a quarterback. No, she should have asked him, while you were on that trip, were you having sex with a woman at any time to lock him in if she wanted to know. But she didn't ask that. Because obviously the lady he was allegedly messing with isn't really a linebacker. Ariane was saying that's how she looked, like a big, burly woman or something. He could say no and tell the truth. No, she wasn't a linebacker. She was a woman now. So, like I said, Marsau shows up in Maurice more and more. And to me, Maurice is the worst brother because he pretends to be a good guy. Marsau owns his sliminess and scheminess and all that. And he can toy with Tisha because that's what type of woman she is. And he's already figured her out. And she accepts that. So there you go. It ain't really much to it. But Maurice still wants to go in Marsau mode even further when he's telling Kimmi, he's like, well, that was a messed up situation that Marsau did with posting that picture. And he didn't really understand the ramifications of like that would have on his wife. I'm really concerned by that. So, Kimmi, I need you to kind of embrace your sister-in-law, your sister at this point, because she's really hurting. And Kimmi looking like, didn't I just say cut all that deflecting out? I got Tisha. I got that situation handled. I'm more concerned about what you're doing. And rightfully so, but he's running game on her too. And yeah, that's a tight and sticky situation because no, they weren't married, but they were in a committed relationship because of course they were together like 7 years. They just bought a house and everything. So to say like, well, I wasn't married, so it wasn't cheating. Kimmi isn't very understanding of that, but she's still allowing Maurice to pull the wool over her eyes. So going to the next scene, we see the cast member that looks like a Cabbage Patch doll mixed with Monica. And who is that? Destiny. Destiny is in the studio. She's trying to be little male Beyonce or whatever. She's trying to rap and sing and all that, of course with the auto-tune. But she's getting visited by Tisha, and it was something that was really shocking that I haven't heard of. Maybe somebody else has, but she was really struggling like after her divorce. She was saying that she was on like public assistance and her business got shut down for a while. And at one point she used to like help take care of her father, but then she needed her father to help take care of her. And I was shocked because I wouldn't think that an entrepreneur would have to do that. Not that businesses don't have tough times. Also, she has a young son and was divorced. I'm thinking like, doesn't the father help take care of the son? And not saying that takes care of her, but a lot of women live off some of their child support. Let's just keep that real or whatever. However, Destiny was talking about how pretty much her and her ex-husband are like kicking it hard and all that. And I'm thinking like, he up in your house and y'all kicking it hard and he got you struggling talking on public assistance. Now it just don't sound right, but I understand like what can you do if you like everything is crumbling around you. But she's saying things are good and she made it because to me, why I was so shocked, and she was like, then she was saying like she was the co-owner of like Hype Hair with the other Married to Medicine lady or whatever. I'm thinking like business is booming, but looks can always be deceiving. People give you that IG life and things ain't always what they seem. Apparently they weren't, because I don't know how you can own a magazine and you talking about you doing food stamps. But it's not judgment, but I was really surprised to hear that. But Destiny was also saying that telling Tisha that she really hadn't had any contact with Melody after the reunion, which I wasn't surprised because I don't really think that they're friends, even from last season. However, it really wasn't just that cut and dry because Monica and the Cabbage Patch doll was telling Tisha that Mel heard them talking about her next door through the hotel. I'm sure she knew, but she kind of revisited that and was just saying like she thought her and Mel had squashed the beef by having brunch, and she told everything she said, but pointed out that Mel said that Tisha was her enemy. So why are you talking to her? And I'm like, okay, now I'm kind of getting it. Like, it obviously Mel is feeling some type of betrayal between Destiny because she's talking with her or listening or whatever she got going on with Tisha. So yeah, I get that. So we go over to Kimmi and Melody. They're meeting up for I don't know if it's lunch. Everybody's doing the charcuterie thing or whatever, and they meeting at a homemade wine bar. It's like in the neighborhood. Like I saw them get out, and to the right I could see a neighbor's broken down air conditioning unit and all that. I'm like, where are they? They get ready to go into it. But when you go inside the house, it looks like a very nice setup for the wine bar. It looks like a place that you want to be in. And of course, as I said, everybody's talking about the same thing. So they talk about the infamous Marsau post, and they pretty much that post I guess it kind of affected everyone. And Melody was just talking about, like, Melody and Kim was talking about, yeah, we knew they were there or whatever, but Kimmi made it a point to say, like, well, the only married people there, because when Ariane was saying that they were cheating, were Marsau and Martell. And then Melody had to remind Kimmi, like, ho, don't get on your high horse now. You and Maurice were in a committed relationship. And, she's like, yeah, we bought a house in 2015 or something like that, or 14 together. So Melody just had to remind her, like, don't try to get up on your high horse and say, like, oh, our men would cheat and yours was that was your boyfriend. Don't put it out there like that in so many words. And they also discussed Tisha and Destiny, because Melody was telling her side of the story when she overheard Tisha and Destiny talking about her. And her story is a little different. She's saying that she could hear everything that they were saying and even knock on their door to let them know, y'all might want to lower your voice because everybody can hear you down the hall. And you talking about busted, this person y'all talking about can hear everything you say. That's like somebody listening to your private phone conversation while you talk bad about one of your friends. And she said Destiny came to her room like, he, try to play it off like it was all good. But she said her and Destiny met for brunch, and she confessed and apologized and all that. But she told her pretty much like, you even venting to somebody that I don't get along with is like a wrap for me and you. It's done. So I don't know why, like, Destiny was trying to act like she was surprised that Melody was done with her. Because I get that. Like, you're talking bad about me to somebody who don't like me like that, and you expect me to trust you or be all good. Last year Destiny was crying about, we need to be a village and we need to, get all that done and be a family and all that. So yeah, Destiny's definitely not to be trusted. And so so pretty much now we have the situation where Marsau's brother, he's having a dinner for Maurice and Marsau and their wives to kind of clear the beef up about that post. Now it was kind of weird the way they put it. Now I don't know the dynamics, but they were saying that Micah was Marsau's brother, because I'm thinking like they all had the same mother and father. I don't know the back history, but they said Marsau's brother. So they want to squash the beef and have everybody sit down and kind of air it out with all the couples. And before they even get to the first bite, Kimmi like goes in. She telling Marsau, like, help me understand, like, why would you think what you posted was okay? And I don't know, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because initially when Kimmi was talking with Maurice, she was pretty much telling him, like, focus on you fixing that situation with Marsau. I guess making him accountable, getting to understanding what's going on. But Kimmi took the lead on it. Now, I don't have brothers and sisters, so I don't really know the dynamic. I need your help. I'm asking, like, Kimmi, drop down in the comments. Give me some insight on that. Is Kimmi out of line for, I guess, stepping to Marsau about that? Or was, as Marsau's brother, was Maurice supposed to handle that? Or is just Kimmi just running things? Or is she in charge? Or she's what people say, I don't use the things, but I'm going to say it anyway, alpha female, and she taking charge of the situation. I don't know. So I was like, why is she talking, or why is she stepping to him? I'm thinking like they would have a conversation between brothers And okay, if they want to do it in front of all the brothers, that's fine if that's the setup. But shouldn't Maurice be leading that conversation? Just my thoughts. Tell me what you think, because I do need help on that. So Marsau's saying like he pretty much didn't think that the post would affect like Kimmi and Maurice, and they're like, what? Oh my God, what? I can't believe it. You didn't think that? And I mean, yeah, they was a little extra, but yeah, that was like ridiculous. You can't really believe anything that Marsau says. You know, he claims to be so direct and blunt and upfront. He hides too from everybody. It's just not Tisha. So like I said, they're really confused, and then they kind of turn it on Tisha, talk about Maurice and Kimmi, like asking, well, did the comments like not affect you or what's going on? And she's like, no. It kind of seemed like Marsau gave her a pre-talk before they came to that dinner, and she was like, well, it was a little hurtful because people were coming in the comments who I knew were talking about the situation, and then all other people I did not know were saying mean and hurtful things, and I haven't been bullied since the third grade. And Marsau looking at her like, don't use the word bully. He don't even let her say what she want to say. But I get that about that bullying thing. I don't personally believe a grown person can use the word bully. I learned from different people that they subscribe to that. I don't. It's like, well, you can't be bullied as an adult. I don't see it that way. But it's just the fact that Tisha can't express herself the way she wants to at any time without Marsau's input, but not the other way around. So, you know, Tisha's saying like, well, it depends on what my mental state is that I'm reading the comments. I'm feeling okay, I'll read them. If I'm not feeling okay, I'll back up off them because, you know, Daddy Marsau has told her really much stay out the comments. And Marsau pretty much say, he kind of play it off and say, well, like, you know, it's kind of funny when you get in trouble with your wife. And then, but not my wife, because Tisha looking at him like, what's funny about it? Because it wasn't funny. And Maurice kind of stepped up where he should and told him, like, he needs Marsau to be more responsible for the content that he puts out because it affects everyone, which is on point, and he's right. And then Maurice really got in. I was really surprised. He was coming through for a change. It was like, now what if I made a post like with a baby crib? Because, you know, you had allegedly 2 situations where there were babies out there. And, you know, him and Tisha just looked down like, no, that's below the belt. We don't want to do that. And, you know, Maurice pretty much ended it by pretty much saying, look, well, what you did wasn't funny, but if I did the same thing to you, that would be messed up. There's so much more that I could say about the whole situation and everybody involved. And Tisha looked like, oh, here we go. Because that ain't the first time she heard that. Martell said that to her. Like, I know some stuff about Marsau insinuating that, and I could really let y'all know what was going on. So that's where it ended. So overall, I was really satisfied with the episode because last year to me was a flop. I was really disappointed with it in the direction it's going. But now it seems like we got the drama going and we can deal with it. It's not like, let's say, abusive kind of situations going on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this season. And even in the next episodes where like Tisha and Melody getting into it, and I think it's really going to be a good season. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Sometimes they fool you. So, as I say, get down in those comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I missed. Say what you say. And as I always say, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. And I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.